Yes. Good evening, fellow groove riders. Will from Will's Electrical Services. Welcome back to another episode of Electrician TV. In tonight's episode, we've had an absolute nightmare test all week. We have I'll tell you a little bit about the first one. The first little clip I'm going to show you is a call out, and what it was is one of the estate agents said that one of the landlords is a bit frosty, so he needs a quote before we could do the remedial works. And what it was is the lady was complaining about that there was no power to one of the sockets in the kitchen. When we arrived there, we noticed that there was cross polarity on one of the sockets. It was just like literally because the geezer rubbed me up the wrong way, saying that he wants a quote rather fix it. I thought it was a bit of a cheat, so I put the plug top tester in. It was it showed reverse polarity. Same with the cooker circuit, so I knew there was something a bit iffy. Looked in the board, and then we found the actual consumer unit all connected up all wrong. So then rather act on it, because obviously I see that as a C1 really, and I just called the estate agents and said, look, it's only been done 3 months ago, so like the original contractor really needs to attend and sort it out. And as I put on my Instagram, like obviously all my links for all my socials are underneath, a lot of people commented about that, is that it should have what's the score with all the cert and all that, right? And also we do another test where we find so many different odd observations, screw fix sparky, and that was a big house that we're hoping to do a lot of the remedials and building work, and we find all sorts, absolutely all sorts. But like, let's get into it. So roll the beats.
If you could show your support, like, subscribe, and flick Will's bean up the blues.
You know, nice one. Cheers. Upon arrival, what we noticed in all the sockets, which I'll show you, which they're all like that. And if you look on that, it's got reverse polarity, which is live and neutral. And if you look up there, it's all coloured. So the red is actually the live, yeah.
Black is neutral.
And black is neutral, so every single one has been wired up incorrectly. Right, knocking the wall down for you.
First game, you've been.
It's embarrassing.
Oh no, I think a 4.
No, in the third game.
Come on, Ollie. Come on, guys.
What a £30!
So we're just doing this little call out. Me and Len's with us. Hello then.
How you doing?
Yeah. So we're just doing this call out. So this RCD have tripped and all that, but we've narrowed it down to this pump, which must be the controls for that down there, because the heater does now come on because there's a reset button, but a thermal cut out, but he said it's not coming through, so we've just got a fault finder to see it. This thing don't look too good, does it? It's well moody. You know what I mean? But it's a lovely little pool though, isn't it? I bet that's great fun, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Love to have a pool. It feels like I'm the only person in the world who ain't got a pool. Every customer I've got's got a pool. Well, let's get into it. Nice bit of earthing. Nice bit of glandage. Right, Tuesday morning. I'm just here with Ollie. Say hello, Ollie.
You alright?
Sorry the old swimming pool video stopped a bit quick, but the old customer was standing with us, so I couldn't really do anything, and plus I know it's just a dodgy pump, so he had to get a plumber out to change it. Right, so we're doing a condition report for a couple of days. It's actually for a regular customer's daughter, so husband and son-in-law. So but what they've done is they've had a partial rewire, so it's a big old house, a partial rewire but the guy has noticed that the electrician hasn't been doing things quite right, which this is a brand new board, so look, you can see that there's some doubled up 1.5s there, which is a bit of a worry, isn't it? There's also no gland for that armoured. Well, but the best one is, we have actually got the test cert, but it's got the company name on it, so I don't really want to show it because you don't always know the truth. But these are bits and bobs which the customer's not happy with. Like, what on earth is that? But to be fair, until we strip it all down and get into it, we don't really know, because it is a big house, like I'm saying, and he you know, he's been doing it whilst they're living here, so it's keeping them going, isn't they, Ollie? But it's a gorgeous old house, mate, isn't it?
That's one nice.
Yeah, a bit like his dad, like our dad's house is pretty awesome and all, isn't it? Right, let's get into it. Nice little sauna. I wish I had a sauna. I had a sauna last night, Ollie.
Sweet.
Yeah, so the fuse board's obviously been moved at some point, and this is what we're hoping, is that we can get rid of most of all this cabling. But like the sauna, you know, we just got to go through this, but we're going to test it all. Then we're going to see what we can keep and what we can't. Then we're going to probably try and strip all that out. But it's an eye-opener, all that, isn't it? Miscellaneous. That's what I mean, is that a lot of this could actually eventually go, couldn't it? And this is one of the jobs we're here to do, is to do the kitchen in a couple of weeks, which should be stunning. I think they're having this similar to what Mixer's got.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, across there, like one of those glass things. No, it's even got a dead pyro in it. All sorts of mess, isn't there? Well, let's get into just getting into the testing and all that, and then we noticed that the board, it had harmonised colours, which is new colour, brown and blue, and then we noticed it had the old type, and then we've looked, because we see this armoured come through here, and we found this little gem, so there's clearly no glands, and God knows what that is in there. We're going to open that up and see what that's all about, Ollie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good little find, eh?
Yeah, God.
Sherlock Wills, eh?
I found that. That was Ollie. Sherlock Ollie.
We couldn't figure out what that is in there, because it must be like a Henley block or something in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, clearly it's not a new box, because it's got loads of holes missing.
Odds on the cables just being not joined together with a Henley block.
It's a Henley block. Yeah, see what the main issue, it's all carved up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the main issue we've got there is none of the armoureds, either end are earthed and all that. Where's the earth? Is that an MET in there then?
I reckon that's the earth, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I reckon that's an MET. Right, just put that back together, geezers.
Put it back together, yeah.
Yeah, show us that. Yeah, let's take a photo of the iPad for the cert, yeah?
Yeah.
I've never seen that as rough as that before. What I'm going to do... Right, so what I'm doing here is I'm just doing the end-to-end readings of the cable. So we've got 0.57 on the line conductors, 0.58 on that, so virtually the same, so they're pretty sweet. Before I got 110 on these. Bit of a nightmare trying to film it and do it. But I'm getting 110, and obviously when you do the calculations, when you times it by 1.67, because obviously that's harmonised colours, so it's always be 1.5. It works out to be 96.96, so 110 is a loose connection, I would say, wouldn't you? If you got, what's your sort of limits? I usually do 0.05 ohms, because I think there's touch voltage, or I'm sorting out to shift, that's why I do it, yeah? But I'd be interested to know what your opinions are.
That one is 0.21.
Well, I'll just try enough a couple, because obviously, look, absolutely gorgeous gaff, isn't it, Ollie? Right. What'd you get that one? Because it's so messy, we can't actually be 100% sure we've done the figure of 8, all right? No, I'll go swap that over then, yeah? Yeah, so when it's random like that, we'd literally just do it one way, and then if it keeps rising as you go round, or it's in balance, then you know you've got the figure of 8 round the wrong way. So Ollie's just sorting that out. But I was just having a look underneath here, where it's all been rewired. I'm just trying to suss it all out. Because look, it's a right old state. That is shocking. That is shocking. As soon as that's the first thing you find, even though that's why they've got us in to have a look at it all, because that is shocking. Yeah, what'd you get?
0.42.
0.42, that's about right, isn't it? We're just up in this bedroom. We found all this. Something else I wanted to point out. So they've got dimmers everywhere. And so we whipped them off to have a look, and they've got the V Pros on this one. Luckily, I actually took off the one that was a dimmer because one of those is a dummy. The one's a good one that does that one. They're both, so that does that one. And the centre, and then that one does all three are dummies. But one thing we did notice, which was the problem, is that they're not dimmable lamps. We took this one out. This one's got bad fixing, so that's why that's an observation. Are they fire rated, Ollie?
Yeah, fire rated.
Yeah, let's have a look. Why is it all heavily taped up though, guys?
That you can see that they have the inner cores aren't. They have been brought in properly.
Yeah, we'll just have to drop one more and have a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks. Yeah, because there's one downstairs we see that it's not thing, but yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? See if we can see Darcy. No, they're in the van. I have to go check them. I've just managed to get a photo of that, so see that with that symbol where it's like a volume. That's just saying it's non-dimmable and all that. And as I say, I've had it on a job before where one of the lights, the customer actually bought their own and it started smoking, so that's why I insist on buying them now. I used to know, well, I do know Sparks who used to, Wixes used to do GU10s that were non-dimmable, but they were actually managed to be able to dim them and all that, and he used to install them everywhere. It's just like, mate, how dangerous is that? How can you sleep at night, Ollie?
Yeah.
Rough as anything in it, so we don't actually know. Is there a niche light at all? A shower's a boss. I'd love a shower where you turn it on before we walk in. Isn't it?
Don't have to get cold.
Never cold, right? Right? No, rather mine at home where you have to stretch and nearly cut yourself in half to turn it on and get out before you get it. Oh, gee, man. Interesting find here. Bear with me. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. But down in the basement, we found a white pattress with a load of cables going into them. But if you look here, that triple there looks as if that's the individual switch line. See where you got the brown coming off that, the grey coming off that, the black, all going to individual ones. So I presume that is a triple going down to the basement, because what we've got these which were book lights. So you've got one there. So that should be 1, 2 cables minimum, 3, 4, 5, because these wall lights are there. But look, you can crystal clear see they're coming from beneath. So it's really weird because they've used Copex. Look. They've used Copex everywhere, and also, I thought, is that, I can't see if that is, I think that's a grommet, or hopefully it's Copex because you've got to switch the other side, but if not, it's basic insulation going through the walls. But I presume, hopefully that's what that junction is, and then we can write that off, because as long as we know what it is, we can tidy it up and neaten it up. Because it's a worry. I'll show you it when they're down there. It's such mickey thin wiring. You know what I mean? Right, let's get into it. And we presume that these aren't powered up, but this dimmer here, it just doesn't engage. So we're just going to turn the circuit off, put that in a way, go and see if these energise. That's all we can do. Oh, that's it. Ball lag. And we've got the central light. We've not found where that's switched from either. So we've sussed out what this is. Right, do you want to turn that on? So it's them lights.
Off.
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 Yeah, off, on, yeah. Do that again.
Off.
On. Yeah, so this is the snug light where they brought all the cables from the switch to here. I don't know why. So there's obviously going to be the same one in that dining room, and maybe even that bedroom. We're never going to find that one in the bedroom, are we?
Not roll the floor carpet down.
No. But saying that, there was triples between the switches. Yeah. Right, let's have a quick look at that. So that's got to be made, because you don't really find many of those about, do you? Is that off so I can put the lid back on, yeah?
It is now.
As we just found out that junction box was actually the snug. It was playing on my mind, so I thought, look, there's the switch there. I'll have a quick look. Look at that, bad boy.
Oh, that's a shocker, isn't it?
No wonder it is. So that's got all old cables and new cables and all sorts. To be fair, Nick did say that the wall lights weren't rewired, were they? Man, there is some stuff going on here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Wonder if that's a false floor. Bounce on that floor. Is that a false floor? Oh, that's a false floor there. Or is that the base? That must be the basement then, yeah? Oh, of course it is, because you've got the cupboard there, isn't you? Oh, sweet. Wow. Some find, isn't it?
Wow.
Wednesday morning, me and Ollie are back at this house. We're doing this board today. We've got through it. So basically, this is the new part where he's wired it. And we've got a good picture of what's been done and what hasn't been done. So now we're going to go through some of this, because some of this we presume is going to be obsolete and some isn't. But what's happening is that Nick and Emma are getting the kitchen done, which is above here, and all the floor's going to come up. So what I have suggested is we'll probably rewire down here on it, haven't we? Because see that extension lead underneath there, that's a sunny flow and stuff like that. And it's just like, obviously when these lights were put in, they weren't like downlights or spotlights and all that. And this fuse board here is for a sauna, which can obviously, all the cables can be extended and just put into one. He wants a dual stack board there, because this hasn't got A-type RCDs and it hasn't got surge protection. And by the time the kitchen gets rewired, it will need a new board, because it's just not good enough. And I'm going to ask him if he can get the plumber to move that pipe, because once you're up in the kitchen, it's a lot more easier, isn't it, Ollie?
Yeah.
But we found some horrors today, like yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
But they're all repairable, so.
Love songs are made of. Here I'm trying to.
What we're doing here, so we're testing this second board. Ollie's upstairs, so we've got JBs in the kitchen. I'll show you them in a minute. So what we're doing is we're going through and seeing which ones are wired up to there, because it's like, as I was talking to the owner of the house yesterday, a lot of this down here could be rewired, because this is all underneath the kitchen. So if we get all the floor up, then it's going to be easier, because it's easier to put spots, because you've got all this cabling, you've got all this Bakelite. We haven't tested it yet, but I very much doubt, because you're not really ever going to have an opportunity to do this again. So, you've got like extension leads like that. This is obviously all what they've inherited. It's like this circuit here, it's just the lighting and for the sauna. So you might as well just put the lights in the normal circuit and then just put all the others. Well, I have to look into that, because saunas might have to have a 10 milliamps. I'm not too sure. I have to have a look in the regulations and check it all out. But yeah, and sort all that out. So obviously, ching. Let me show you what we've been sussing out. So this controller comes from down from just it's just a 1.5, so that could be moved or gone. The alarm can go. The sauna can be rewired, so that gets rid of that one. The ground floor power, we're still working from that. We've literally just disconnected this from one of the upstairs. We think that's redundant, so they can go. They can just go through a Wago box or be rewired, because that is a new one. I think it was not done by this guy. I think it was done by someone else. I must have had a breakdown. Kitchen power, that can all be done. The oven switch, this is all being rewired anyway, so that don't really matter. That power can go. A lot of this stuff, we've got to sort all this out. This is how we found it, so we've got to sort. I think that's all rewired through here, because obviously it's been pulled out of units. So it was installed by Unit, and there's no fused isolators for these. So literally where that consumer unit is through there, through that little cupboard along there, and it's about here. It's about here, sorry. So that's how we're going to do it, because that's where we need to get underneath that floor. There is a massive void, because that's where the old, where we see the second junction. So we'll probably have to dart across there, get old Ebbsy under there. He loves it, the old boy. And so all this out, and them two isolators there are two rewirable fuse boards up in the loft. I actually think one of them is for storage heaters, which have been redundant, and then the other one's just for local lights and power. But yeah, we'll sort that out. He did say that he wanted it moved, but if one of them redundant, then we might be able to swap them round, because it's all got to be in a unit or behind a unit. I think he needs it to be flush with that, but we'll see how we get on with it. We're just investigating the kitchen lights now. We'll come to these. These are all going to be rewired, but I'm just going to show you, look. But whoever removed all this have just taped up the ends. I suspect it was just probably a handyman or someone had taken it all out, but all these live ends everywhere. Don't know what that one's all about. We'll have to look into that. Oh, is that just that? We get rid of all that, but we're getting through it all. Just trying to see what we can do. I think that one's obsolete as well, that first floor shower. The first floor power, we'll have to look into that, but we're getting there. If you do it logically, it ain't too bad. I don't know what that tape's all about. That looks like it's been broken, doesn't it? Let's get into it. Look, they put the gas there. The gas is out the front. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that's been brought through there. So that earth there, that's where we get the earths from all these, Ollie, isn't it? Yeah. From these ones, someone's obviously doctored it. One thing I do want to find out is, that back toilet, that seems to be on a different circuit as well. So whether it's on with the kitchen or that, I don't know. Yeah? Nah, okay, mate. Well, just put it together. Just do a photo with the iPad, yeah? So that this room needs rewiring, just the lights, so that chandelier. But we done it at Emma's mum and dad's house, Mick and Sarah's. They've actually got a stand, so it goes on. I'll try and attach a photo. That's actually playing with the camera, isn't it? I'll turn that off, but yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous room. I can't show you too much because it's got their pictures, but yeah, so they're actually really easy. So that's just on a hook there, and you just got to disconnect it. There'd be behind that bit there, there'd be connectors, I imagine. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Some absolute hooligans on the site now, so we were going to have to just show them then, Ollie. So what we've got is we've got this plug adapter that we just find the earth. We're just going to find if all the class 1 things are earthed.
It's not connected. I didn't want to wrap it up while I was untangling it.
Yeah, because the kids are absolutely flying around on their things. I don't want them to churn up my lead, so we've got to do it this way. Comes through about 1 million miles an hour. Right, so we just do these ones in here then, Ollie, yeah? We'll each room. We've tested all the rings, so we know there's earths there, don't we? Yeah. Oh, Jim Lawrence's. Yeah, the downside to doing it this way is that there's every chance you could plug that into the live and go around.
Yeah, it's live and everything up.
Isn't it? But obviously, as we're professionals, and we're just doing this, it's just we've tested all the circuits, everything should be fine. It's just we're literally just grossly doing it. I'll say grossly, just it's bang on, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare couple of days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Me and Ollie were just discussing which one was the fattest one. What do you reckon? Look, the camera comes on, you just come at magic, didn't you?
Magic.
Alright, come, let's do this room. This room's absolutely gorgeous. This is one that they've had done, finished. Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it? It's a nightmare. I don't know why they all rave about it. They obviously don't use it, don't they? Yeah. Right, so we've got these all tested. This one, a lot of these circuits are all going. what we've suggested to the customer is when they have the kitchen, because it's all this floor, we're going to try and rewire this as well, because then it will proper wipe it out, because you've got like a socket for there, you've got that training lead, all these lights are all naff, you know, just most of it, obviously you can see them junctions down there. What the other guy has done is, luckily enough, is, you know, just some of it just ain't quite up to the regulations, but he hasn't wasted their time, you know what I mean? So it won't cost them it obviously cost them for us, for remedials, to do the joints, because that armoured we'll probably do a torpedo. The fuse board's in the garage, but we couldn't get to that. We've run out of time. It's now, what's it, nearly 4 o'clock, and it's 4 o'clock. So we've run, and the loft, but the loft just looks like it's a fuse board change and a little test, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But we're getting there. At least we know what's going on with all them JBs. It ain't as bad as what you think, is it? You know what I mean? It's like what I was just saying, Ollie, if we rewire this down here, we get rid of most of that. See that there? What's that there? Is that armoured that goes to the pump spur and that?
I don't know.
Actually, that feels more like a pipe, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
All sorts. Right, anyway. Be electric. Up the old Villa Amora. We've seen in the video this week, we've been using these walkie-talkies. These are right. I've got quite a few sets of these, but I do like the Motorola ones, but I've got the ones up from this, the professional sort of range ones, which one of them went a bit wrong, so I've got to get it fixed. So I got these. I've had these a year or two, but these are brilliant. They're a bit gimmicky, but they've got a torch on the back, which pretty bright, the old torch on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also what it has got, which I'll quickly show you, is that it's like, see where that's channel 8 120. I presume you've probably got about 1,000 channels you can go on. Because the first day when we had it on one, Ollie, we kept getting some Spanish geezer, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro Rodriguez, didn't we, coming up?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I don't know how much they cost me, but they are what they are. They're all part of the essential kit, aren't they?
These think
Oh, yeah, look, if you look, Ebbsy's on the black. We get 240. Cross polarity. My God. Look at that. It's all to do with that cold crap. Yeah, I'll have to make a phone call about that. Find Ollie just found this, but this is a classic borrowed neutral. So what you got is you've got a 2-core up from the downstairs, and you've got the switch line. So that is going to be the switch line to these 2 lights up here. That one there is on a dimmer, so that's why they're down low. Yeah, so that comes down, so that's the switch line. So downstairs what they've done is they've used the feed, and that is what you call a borrowed neutral, and that is a C2, and that's a classic way of knowing, because obviously the downstairs lights are on, and that one is thing. Go find that, Ollie, to be fair, because it's well dangerous, because obviously if you turn off this upsize lights thinking these lights will be off, but they won't, and that is why it's a C2. Bosh. So this is a little shed that's been plugged in, so look, I'll just take you through it all. Look. Bosh, 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 bosh. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Live parts, yeah? And they must obviously be fed off that switch or that socket. Yeah, it's got that socket, isn't it? And luckily, that is all on that plug top, so they can absolutely do one but that. Oh, sure, you're on electrics, mate, yeah? Oh, nice one. Yeah, not burning your shit down yet, no? Alright, oh, it's coming. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you're going to be anything, to be electric. Imagine not being a spark. So that.